claimant.
Okay, we've got the markets covered for you, and Bob Iaccino has been trading in the futures pits all day. Don Hayes says there is one indicator he's watching that is pointing toward a pullback, and Mike Moran says there are three issues holding back the economy right now, but he is optimistic going forward.
Let us start with CME, at the CME, with Bob Iaccino, the founder of TraderOutlook.com. It looked like a little breather today. What was going on behind the scenes?
You know, it's funny what was happening here into the close. You saw the S&P futures turned positive briefly, about 3 or 4 minutes before you guys let me know that the bell rang in the NYSE. And some big houses were coming in and selling right behind me. And that's an end-of-the-month trade. That's what we were seeing. It doesn't damper the bullish mood that's been in place, but January's been a pretty good month for stocks. Closing out at the end of the month, you'd expect to see that. With non-farm coming in on Friday, a flattening of the positions is completely normal.
Okay, what are you guys looking for? Is that going to gyrate the markets? Because lately, this jobs number has been extraordinarily important to the way equities are moving.
Well, I think the bullish sentiment is still in place, but there is a pullback due. All right, we had a long run in the equities. We had about a 13% run in gold. Pullbacks are due in both, but my particular bullish sentiment doesn't change till well below 1,200. So again, coming into that larger number, with the end of the month coming in a few days before, you might see some light volumes over the next couple of days.
Hold on
before
1 second.
The jobs number may or may not
We've got
disappoint.
Amazon numbers out, and the stock is moving considerably lower right now. Let's get to Adam with the numbers.
You've got a beat and a miss here, Liz. First, let's talk about fourth quarter sales. They're saying they were up 35%, but they came in at $17.4 billion. The street was expecting revenue of $18.2 billion. Then on earnings per share, they're reporting they came in at 38 cents per share. Now, one thing, I know you are looking at the Kindle, and in the report, they're saying that Kindle sales for the 9-week period ending December 31st, unit sales, including the Kindle Fire and the other e-reader devices, rose 177% over last year. We're going to keep going through this report for you, Liz.
Okay, but clearly it's the revenue number that is bothering investors right now and bringing that stock down to about 175 and change, where it closed at 190 and change. So here we have Amazon coming in at 38 cents a share, but the revenue, with the expectation, David, had been $18.25 billion, coming in at 17.
All right, it's going to be interesting to see about how many units sold, whether or not the Kindle Fire was on fire for the holiday season. Liz and I bought one, but not everybody did. They were expecting 4.7 million units sold. So once we get those, see if those expectations match reality, we'll see what happens to the stock. But as you can see, a big drop in after hours on the stock price. It may actually be getting close to that buy level. It had already been trading close to 12-month lows when you compare it to its high, which was about $240 at one point in the past 12-month period. But it is getting close to its lows and perhaps now moving down low enough so that, surprise, maybe tomorrow people will go in and buy more.
Let's go back to Bob Iaccino, and I know specifically you don't really look directly at individual stocks, but when you see a bellwether, Bob, like Amazon missing on the revenue level, clearly there's got to be some activity there that is somewhat related.
Well, there is, but interesting that it came in around the end of the month. Again, the selling that we saw is locking in that 4.4% gain against the index. That's what the selling was. It happened a few minutes before your bell closed. We were rallying into that mark. So this Amazon kind of confirms that that was the right move for locking in those gains and resetting positions later in the week and early next week. Amazon is definitely going to affect. There's a lot of funds that are in index or in Amazon, and the NASDAQ, the S&P, all of those funds are indexed to that. So it's a massive piece of news coming in on the close.
Indeed.
All right, once again, look at those numbers, folks. 194 is the close, 176, 177 right now is the bid and ask after hours. Again, close to a 12-month low. We are getting to the point where some people said that's the point at which I'm going to go in to buy Amazon. So actually, the bad news, of course, is that it missed expectations on the revenues. The good news is the stock may be selling cheap enough now so that tomorrow people will be buying into it. Thank you, Bob Iaccino. Appreciate it.